We've all heard of Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes, but do you recall the tastiest Christmas treat of all? I'm talking about Little Debbie Cookie Wreaths. Those were a staple of my childhood around Christmas time. But sadly, they were discontinued in 2016, and I've been longing to savor that flavor ever since. So I scoured the internet, I found a recipe on Reddit that people seem to be raving about, so I'm going to attempt to make that today. I don't claim to be a good baker, so this could be a journey. Don't judge my setup. And you can't judge my cat assistant. I mean, as cat owners, there's just bound to be cat hair in most of the things we eat. Let's get started. All right, so to begin, we're gonna mix the brown sugar and butter until it's light and fluffy. We have 10 tablespoons of softened butter, half a cup of brown sugar firmly packed. Now we're gonna mix it. Okay, that looks light and fluffy to me. Next, we're gonna mix in 2/3 of a cup of maple syrup, 1 egg yolk. I'm going to try to get just the yolk. Here we go. Alrighty, I think we got it. Plop that in there, plop that in. So now we're gonna whip this up. That looks good, that smells good, we're doing good, okay. Oh, I forgot to mention, instead of wreaths, I actually have these really cute little cat cookie cutters. How cute is that? All right, Curtis is here to help, yay. Does that smell good? So now we're gonna add 2 cups of sifted flour. If this works out, I'm gonna be so happy. I've been hoping that they would just bring them back. And so the fact that I may get to taste that childhood taste again. Oh, I'm so excited. What is your favorite Christmas treat? Let me know in the comments. Ooh, another favorite was always the Pillsbury Christmas tree cookies. And it always said not to eat the dough, but you had to eat the dough. That's like part of the Christmas experience. It's like a freshly fallen snow. 2 hours later. We have Odie back to supervise from afar. Nowhere in here does it say the vanilla. I mean, it's a Reddit recipe. It's not like it's from an official recipe website. But still, I mean, the stakes are high here. Christmas depends on me making this recipe. We're adding half a teaspoon of salt now. Boom. I need to know, do you remember these cookies? They were so good. They were like that perfect cookie texture, you know? It's just like that perfect, like, oh. Now I'm adding 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a shit ton of spices. Ah! Odie! You probably didn't even see that. Odie he just tried to jump up here and he was clinging to the tablecloth for dear life. Odie, if you've been following us for a while, you might remember that Odie has a hard time jumping because of his girth. I feel so bad that you tried to jump this tall. That's a big jump. Guys, I know that it's not sanitary to bake with cats on the table. I know. So I'm just gonna stir this in. Then we're gonna add the spices. All right, this is starting to kind of look crumbly, which is what we want. These wreath cookies had just this beautiful, perfect, delicate spice. It was like the essence of Christmas. Okay, so 1 teaspoon of allspice, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and it looks like half a teaspoon of ground ginger. I'm honestly surprised when Odie jumped up here. I'm surprised that he didn't just take the whole tablecloth with him. Close call. We almost lost it all. That ginger too is just gonna give it that extra little bit of kick, a little bit of tang. And the cinnamon. I think this is it as far as adding our ingredients. I just need to mix this up and then I believe we're gonna roll it out, cut out the cat shapes and pop them in the oven. Moment of truth, I'm going to try the dough. Okay, that's really good. Oh, I'm so excited. This is working. All right, now we are going to put some flour on the table just so that the dough doesn't stick to the table. We're gonna roll this out. How much is too much? How much is too little? I don't know. I'm just doing my thing. Beautiful. And I'm baking these cookies at 325 for about 9 to 12 minutes. Our cookies are out of the oven and I may have had a little sample and they are so good. Here is the cookie cutter cat version of the cookie. And for this tray, it was honestly so much easier to just roll it into balls and pop it in the oven. So what I've done now is I've mixed together a tablespoon of Crisco with 1 pack of white chocolate chips. The recipe that I read online calls for almond bark, but my store didn't have that, so I went with the white chocolate. It'll still be so good, maybe even better. So I'm just gonna take these and dip them into the white chocolate. Well, everybody, I think we did it. I think we may have successfully made the little Debbie Cookie Wreaths. At the very least, we've definitely made a delicious holiday cookie. I wish you guys could smell my house right now. It smells amazing. What do you think? Should I do a taste test? That is really good. Well, thank you so much for hanging out and baking with us. The recipe for these cookies is in my caption. Let me know if you decide to try this recipe. Let me know how it turns out for you, and have a wonderful holiday season.